welcome everybody. So last year, our Sunrise Seminar for Mental Health was like a total sellout. We had 4 speakers. It was really crazy. Spotlight staging and design was so overpacked for that one. I want to focus on the fact that I think we're about half sold today. There's a reason for that. I noticed throughout the course of the year, and I know some of you that host other classes and workshops and work with other entrepreneurs will say the amount of shit we're adding to our plate has become overwhelming. And the amount of shit that's done to us is overwhelming. For example, suddenly, Mondays are late start Mondays. Fridays are late start Mondays for your kids. So now you just got to figure your shit out. Or, professional development days, you have no sitters, figure your shit out. Your rent went up $400. Now you got to work Mondays, right? So we're seeing that over and over and over, that just so many things are rapidly changing that we're really struggling to keep up. And one of the things I heard the most, I got about 30 messages about today's seminar saying, I wish I could go, but. The but rarely had anything to do with themselves, like I'm sick or I'm tired, I had bad sleep. There was a few, but I mean, for the most part, it was I'm overburdened, overwhelmed, and have no time to prioritize thinking about my mental health and really turning it from awareness into action. Awareness is great. It's step 1, right? It's always step 1. I'm aware that I'm struggling. I'm aware I'm suffering. I'm aware I need help. I'm aware I need something further. But if you don't ever go to the next step, you're just stuck in awareness. And what does that do for people? It can be overwhelming, overburdening, shut us down. And obviously our amazing panelists here will talk a little bit about that. But so just by being here today and taking that bridge from awareness into action is a big fucking deal. So you should celebrate that, because a lot of people today that wanted to come didn't. And I know it's weighing on them, right? So great job, guys. Give yourselves a little round of applause. Last year, we talked a lot about bringing awareness into action. Today, actually, one of the people that, one of our Coterie members, Lisa Mills, we were talking during a massage one day, and we were talking about how so often it feels like you're just walking the plank all the time. Like, I got to go walk the plank, right? When you're going into something you don't want or something you don't like, or people are pressuring you. And I'm like, this is a fabulous metaphor. I'm going to beat a metaphor to death. Everyone knows I love my metaphors. Sometimes I'll have 6 metaphors in one sentence, but we're going to beat this one to death today. Because I think when it comes to owning a business, and honestly, any role in your life at this point, right? Like, screw owning a business. It's any role in your life that we just feel so like you just don't have any control, right? Or you're exhausted from having to have control all the time. There's the flip of that too, right? So we have 2 panelists today. Sometimes we have 3, but these 2 are so loaded with wisdom. I don't want anything else getting in the way of it, to be honest. So we'll start out with Jess Roberts on the end. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell people what you do. This is my current millennial burnout coach right now, by the way. I'm burnt out.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jess. I think if you are in Coterie, your name is probably Jess. I think there's like 17 of us. So if you're not sure what someone's name is, that's probably a safe bet. I've been a coach for 12 years. I've been in the mental health and wellness space for the last 4. It really started during the pandemic. I was coaching weight loss, and I was in the personal training space for a long time, and I realized that weight loss or trying to help ourselves is never actually the problem. It's just the thing we feel like we can fix because everything else feels way too heavy. So I shifted during the pandemic, and since then I've been coaching, helping people to just really find ways to make better systems in their lives and to see what they can let go of, see what they don't want to let go of, and really just kind of get a handle on what's going on and how they can be helped. So community is everything, I think, and I think we forget that. We think we have to do it all ourselves, and it's events like this that really help to make it so that we can have people to lean on.
Are we with me? Okay.
That's you, baby.
Hello. So I am Cody-Brianna. I am the owner of Serenity Dream Luxury Day Spa, LLC. I do a little bit of everything, especially in mental health awareness, like massages, facials, waxing, all types of those things are releasing to the body. So people don't know it, but the muscles hold memory. So if you've been traumatized, if you've gone through things, your body's going to hold on to that. So no matter what, You can work out, you can eat right. If you're not releasing the toxins that are in your body, which is what I do, you're not gonna get any better. You have to physically let it out. So that's one of the things that I do. I also do yoga. So we do yoga, breathe and release, where we breathe through our problems and we just use the body, we flow it, we put them together. We also work our mental space. And a bunch of other things. I make products that are all for grounding and, you know, clearing out your mind and your mental space as well. So that's kind of a little bit about me.
Love it.
Yes.
So, Cody, so recently I met Cody, I think a couple of years ago at like a modeling thing. Words are hard for me today because I'm exhausted because burnout. So we modeling thing. She was doing makeup. Were you doing makeup and modeling?
Yes.
So I think I was
Probably
too.
running in a circle.
I was too. I started out like same thing, doing makeup and modeling. And then recently she was looking for someone to trade services with. Yeah. And one of the things I noticed, she came in and instantly I wanted to go into networking mode, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, what do you do? Da, 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 da. And she's like, let's just take care of you today during your body scrub. What can I do for you? And I'm like, oh my God, tell me about your business, blah, 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 you know? And it took me a minute to just even be able to drop that. And she's like, let's calm down and take a deep breath. And I'm like,
It is.
like, and we're there for an intention, right? We're there for an intent. But so often we get stuck in that. That was a nice thing about Empower over the weekend is I wasn't networking. I didn't hand out one fucking business card. Like, it was great to just exist and just be, and we don't get enough of that. So thank you for reminding me. I just picked Panelist based on how much shit I'm going through in my life. Because I'm like, Jess is my burnout coach, and this person's helping me. Okay, anyways.
We've got to release.
That's a part of like fight or flight though. Like into like
Right?
going to your business coaching stuff.
Girl. So we are saturated with what people want to hear. We get way too much regurgitated advice. Who else has seen something about mental health awareness month this month? I've seen like 65 things, right? Mm-hmm. That being said, can you burn out on that? Can the word become less impactful? We've talked about that before, when words lose meaning, right? Like self-care, wellness. God, we host the fucking wellness fair and that word's like overused to death, right? So because of that verbiage, sometimes we gloss over it when we really should not be, right? Then we also have the unwanted advice, the unwarranted advice. So this panel is really going to be centered around being realistic, right? What's realistic? Let's take off the sugar coating. Let's take off the soft edges and really get under the handle. So walk the plank, right? Pirates and shit. How do you guys handle peer pressure? Like when people say, with Pam, I say it's the case of the shoulds. Like, you should do this. You should do this. Or, no, that's a dumb idea, don't do it. It could be something you're really passionate about, but people are like...
mind your business. No.
But how do you guys handle that? So either way, oh my God, you should do this. Or, no, that's like a fucking stupid idea. What are you thinking? Like, so both of those things, how do you handle both of those things?
Well, I think to start, like, we should on ourselves more than other people do, especially when you're like a high achieving. I think all entrepreneurs are high achievers and people pleasers and perfectionists, which is like the perfect storm of like how we end up here, right? Having this conversation. And I think it's just recognizing, like, in order to have self-care, it starts with your internal compass. So who are you? What are your core values? What's important to you? And recognizing that at the end of the day, the only person that has to truly live with the decisions that you make, the things that you choose to do, is you. And whether it's to please somebody or to not let somebody down, you ultimately have to take care of yourself first. You know, they say you shouldn't pour from an empty cup, but I don't think we should be pouring from ourselves at all. I think if you think of like a teacup sitting on top of a saucer, the overflow is what we should be giving to other people. And if you don't have anything, if your cup is not even full, you should not be pouring it into everyone around you. And if you can look at that and say, is this something that's going to bring me something of value in my own life, or is this going to help me? If the answer isn't yes, you should probably say no.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. One thing that really helped me was remembering that a lot of these people are not in my position. So they don't know what I do have, what I don't have, how can I actually maneuver right now? And I realized that what they're doing is just offering me advice. You know, a lot of people just want to help you. They want you to feel better. They don't like that you're all frazzled and out of it. Some people are nosy and they just want you to be miserable. But most people are just like, oh God, you're panicked. How can I help? Oh, why don't you do X, Y, Z? And you're like, well, I did do that and that's how I got here. Only if you knew. So a lot of times I take a second, I breathe, and I just remind myself that they're just trying to help me. You know, they have no idea what I'm going through, what are all of the stresses, and then they have their own stress. So a lot of people are just trying to offer advice. So I just think that they're projecting onto me, and I just go, thank you so much. You know, I'll put that into consideration. Before I would kind of spaz out, you don't know, or, you know, all of that, but I was vibrating low. You know, because I couldn't see that they were just trying to help me. They didn't like that I was vibrating so low. They could feel it. They could see it. They didn't like it how I looked on my body. You know, they didn't like that. So I just kind of just breathe and remember that people are really just trying to help and they're just projecting. So don't take it personal. Don't take it too personal.
What city is your spot in?
She's like, let me book an appointment today. I'll be there at 12 o'clock.
It's a hike.
Yes, it is a hike, but I'm actually traveling to my clients now, and we'll get into that probably later on. I've always traveled, but yeah, it's out in Romulus right now is where I'm working.
I am bringing my mom to her Mother's Day retreat in Detroit.
Yes, we have a Mother's Day retreat. So actually, if you want to come for Mother's Day, I'm pretty sure there's some moms in the room. It's actually going to be on Jefferson downtown, 2930, and it's a Mother's Day retreat. So we're going to be doing ear acupuncture, massages, facials. There's going to be meditation. We're going to be doing all vegan food. We have a
Can I just
wonderful
say the
Beat
vegan
Meat.
chef?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
The
she's amazing.
brand is called Beat the Meat.
Yes. Beat the Meat. She's so cute, Amore. So cute.
I was like, I'm still dying about it.
Beat that meat. And it's like beets, you know, like the food. So it's so cute. Yeah.
So, okay. So, what do you guys do though when people tell you that's a. So, Jess, I know for sure this was probably because when you had Lionheart, that was like a big fucking business. And you're like suddenly like, fuck you, I'm going to go into this whole different realm. So, when people tell you you shouldn't do something, what do you do?
It was rough. So for those of you who don't know, I ran a really successful online coaching business that was like weight loss specific and like strength training for women called Lionheart Fitness. And in my best month ever, I shut it down. I was like, I hate this. I'm not doing this. This isn't what people need. And it was the scariest, most horrifying, most like, shit my pants, what did I just do to myself moment ever. And I have to recognize that the people who are giving me advice love me a whole lot, like you were saying, like they're just looking out for you, but they also don't have to wake up in the morning and live with the decisions that you make. And they also maybe don't have the same experience that you do and maybe don't see the vision that you see. And a lot of times when people are coming to you with advice, you have to ask yourself, do I want to be more like this person that's giving me this advice? Because if the answer is no, you probably shouldn't take it or say, thank you so much. I will put that into...
Say that again. I got to remember things as you say them. But like, what was it again? Because you talk so damn fast.
I'm sorry, I will try to slow down. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. If you don't talk fast, you don't get to say anything ever. So it's just...
Or you can be me.
Yes. But if you're hearing advice from somebody and they don't have what you want or they're not in the place that you're trying to go to, you definitely probably shouldn't take that advice from them. Say thank you, I appreciate that, and then put into perspective that they're just trying to keep you where they are. It's like if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, if one crab tries to get out of the bucket, the other crabs will try to pull it back in, and it's a survival tactic because crabs survive better in groups. We also survive better in groups, but that means we have to lift each other up and not try to pull each other back down.
I love that. And I would love to piggyback off of that, you know, that crabs in the barrel, you know. A lot of people just want you to stay where they are because you are a direct reflection of them. So if I'm around you and you're evolving and I am not, that's an issue.
It terrifies people.
It terrifies people. It's like, oh, wow, whoa, wait a minute. And then if they see you grow real big, some people will come and sneak in there and they'll go, oh, she's going to fall. And they like to see that. That makes them feel better about themselves. Not because they want to see you fall, but because, whew, she was just killing it. A, B's, and C's is what I get. And she just A. That's an issue. So some people want to humble you and they want to see you low. Other people, when you're maneuvering and they're thinking, oh my God, I aspire to be this person, you know, and they're backing down. Well, if they can't do it, I can't do it. So they need to see you do it.
Right.
You know, they want to see you do it. If they don't see you accomplish your goals, they're like, well, I can't do that. We grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same schools. She was smarter than me. I'll keep working here at this one job I hate. You know, if that didn't make her happy and she said that's what she wanted, I would hate it if I went after my dreams. So you have to remember that a lot of people are like that. and just go, okay, what makes me happy? Like you were saying, where do I want to be? And that was one of the things with my spa. I closed down, I went through a lot of stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't want a day spa. I wanted a retreat. I wanted an entire building of healing. This is not what I actually wanted. So I wasn't actually giving my all. So I shouldn't be here. So you say that I should. This is not where I'm supposed to be. My plans were bigger than this. They were somewhere else. So this is a starting point. It taught me something. I took these lessons and I'm moving on.
And it's not failure to recognize that you're not where you're supposed to be. It's just feedback. It's like, I only know that I'm not supposed to be here because I did the legwork to get here in the first place.
I fell a couple of times.
Yeah.
So, continuing with our metaphor, our pirate walk the plank metaphor, like as you're getting up onto the plank, beating the metaphor to death. So tell us about a time when you like felt your foundation, like, and it could be any foundation. It could be, this could be personal, professional, etc. But when it was really like shaky and uneven and you feel uncertain and vulnerable and like, holy fuck, like what am I going to do? Because obviously our foundations are everything that we're building our day off of, right? Your like your home, your business, financials, there's like certain things that are very foundational. So what did you do in that circumstance to help make you feel a little bit more confident?
Confidence? What? What is this confidence thing you're talking about?
Fake confidence. We'll go with that.
Yeah. You fake it till you make it. You wake up every day and you remind yourself, what is it that I want? Okay. How do I get it? Okay. What comes with that? Okay. I don't want any of that, but all right, this is what I want to do. So I have to continue to walk. I got to keep teetering closer and closer. And if I fall off, then I get back on the boat and I do it again, you know, until I can balance there maybe. Because that's the only thing you can do. There's no stopping. If you're an entrepreneur, this is what you want. You said you wanted it. You signed up for it. So you go and get it. Period.
Girl, give me the details though. Tell me about a time. I want some backstory.
You just do it. We're in a time right now.
She's like, I'm there right now.
We're here.
Oh, hi, it's me. It's
never,
right now.
it never stops.
In this room.
So literally today, yesterday, this morning, 4 a.m., every time you just keep going. I mean, I'm in the midst of it now. I mean, at time, let's see.
When did you close your spa?
Literally October.
Oh, okay. So it is recent.
I'm happy.
Oh, she is in the time. Got it. Because
It's
I'm like,
beating
no,
me up.
more details. But
Yes,
if you
yes,
are in
I'm
the
literally
time.
in the midst of it. So I'm adjusting and I'm moving and I'm maneuvering. I don't know what that's going to look like tomorrow. We just go for it. You know, so literally, you just breathe. You just keep trying to push through. They close, you move on. That's it. Why did it close? Okay, what failed? This is what failed. All right, what can I do better? What did I do good? That's it. Mm-hmm. And then you just take that and you go. You know, they upped the lease. That was one thing that happened to me. My first year I was paying one amount, then it was about $600 more. I was like, oh, okay. I opened during COVID. That was fun, you know, so people wanted to work, some people didn't want to work. I had staff, they had 6 people, you know, on the books, and they go, I'm not coming to work. I go, oh, it's my off day. Well, you can cover me. Oh, I worked every day. All right. No, I can't. But I have to because it's my job. So as an entrepreneur, you just keep going. There is no stopping. You just take your self-care when you can get it, when you do, and you just keep going. It's not going to stop. So, yeah.
Question before we go on to Jess's answer. How many people feel their identity is tied to what they do? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Jess, so same question. Foundation. Tell us about a time or a moment, or even if it's now, when your foundation was like completely uprooted, and then what do you do to like feel a little bit more secure?
Well, I think it's probably when I closed my business, the first business, because I was a personal trainer for like 10 years before then, and it was everything that everyone knew about me was this thing. And I was coaching online, and I was like helping women like feel empowered and helping them, you know, strength training and all these things. But I felt like a real fraud because even though we were talking about weight loss as like the reason people signed up with me, it was never the thing we focused on ever. It was always like, okay, yeah, but like who is helping you in your life, and like what is your purpose, and who are you when you're not mom, wife, employee, this, like who are you really? And like those were the topics we were digging deep on. And so my business was doing really well, and every morning I woke up dreading going to work. I hated it because I felt like I was coercing people into talking about things that they maybe didn't want to talk about, when really it was what we all needed to talk about. Mm-hmm. We all needed to talk about the fact that we feel really alone in a world where we're more connected than ever, and I had to lead the charge. And so now I've stepped away from that, and I still get inquiries all the time about like, hey, I would love to hire you as my weight loss coach. And I still think nutrition and movement is an important piece to being healthy. I think at the bottom of a pyramid of wellness, like you have to take care of you first and everything else comes second. But it's like facing the identity when everyone else is like, no, that's not who you are anymore. Like you are this person, you've been this person for 10 years. So I think it's just waking up every day and reminding yourself, who are you, what are you doing? And not just going through the motions that we all fall into as business owners, like, I just have to get through these appointments. I just have to get through the day. It's like, no, you woke up and chose this for a reason. And reminding yourself, like, what your North Star is, not to change the metaphor, but, like, what is your North Star?
We love metaphors.
Yeah.
Where are we turning the ship to go to?
Yeah.
So that we can, when we walk the plank, it's at least in the direction we want to go. There, I
Keep
tied
going.
it all together.
Good job. Damn, that was a solid double metaphor tie-in.
I'm going to try to get 3 in the next one.
I know, I don't know if anyone else gets this. A lot of people love to tell me this. They don't ask me, they love to tell me. They're like, God, if you didn't do what you did, you'd be so bored. Like, if you didn't have this networking group and you didn't, like, do workshops, and if you didn't have your spa, you would be so bored. And I'm like, no, actually, what I do is zero to do with who I am. Like, literally zero. Like, if I would just be one of those, like, overdone memes that says, let's just go live in the woods and forage for mushrooms and drink tea and talk to squirrels. And, like, I'm like, yes, sign me up. Like, because it's just what I do is not who I am, you know? And, but so often I asked that question earlier about, like, you know, how do you feel tied, or, like, do you feel like your identity is connected to what you do? So similar question. Do other people label you as something with your work? For years it was Jessica the massage girl, and I would get pissed. I'd be like, but I'm a makeup artist, but I'm a model. At the time I was professionally singing. I'm like, I was leading a poetry group in Detroit. Like, sorry, my nose ring itches. I was like, I'm like, wait, I'm like so much more than that. Like, what the fuck? Like, so same question to you guys. Who ties what you do to who you are? Like, show of hands. Yeah, that's a lot. So, I mean, and for those of you that don't have that yet, give it a minute. Because, like, it's crazy that people will be like, oh, Miranda, the photographer. Oh, Mallory, the yoga girl, right? So it'll get there. It'll get there. And it's hard to draw that line in the sand, because it's like, yeah, this is what I do, but it's not who I am, right? And who I am is what we need to work on.
I think it starts with the fact that every time you meet anyone, it's, hey, what do you do for a living? What do you do for work? Jess and I were talking, she did my makeup for my wedding on Saturday, and we were talking about the phrase earning a living. Like, it's who we are and how we make money is so tied into, like, our entire identities that it's almost impossible to really divide it unless you sit down to really intentionally do that work.
Words matter. Anyone that knows me knows that if you ever say the words charge what you're worth to me, I'll, like, throw your phone in, like, a bucket. Like,
Priceless.
With the crabs.
with the crabs. Like, I hate the term charge what you're worth, because I'm like, I am not a fucking dollar amount. Like, bite me. That is the most disgusting phrase. You deserve to make blank. Like, I deserve to make way more than what you just said, first of all, if we want to go there. Like, give me $1 million fucking dollars. Like, but it's just, we have that. But there's so many, like, this money and value thing is really screwed up, because somehow it went from money and value being tied to a possession or a house or a piece of something to us. And it's like, wait. Like, or people will measure the value of your success based on how much you earn. Wait, what? Like, no, I know a bunch of losers that make a lot of fucking money that have pretty much no value. Like, no value as people or business people. They just were in the right place at a right time, right situation, right? So, because there's people out there doing phenomenal work that aren't making that. And where's their value, right?
They're also the people charging the least to do the most for others, always.
Shebang.
Yeah.
So true.
Social workers, anybody who's in, like, the, massage therapists, people who are in the work to
No one
help
wants to pay
people
for that stuff.
are the ones that are charging the least and putting the most of themselves into other people too.
So, continuing to be our metaphor to death, when faced with two options where neither are beneficial but you have to select one, how do you go about the process? Like, what do you do, and how do you cope with the fact that you're in a decision to be made? Because I feel like oftentimes we always say lesser of the two evils, right? But we don't really go through that process. So talk us through that process a little bit for both of you.
For one, I think it's important to understand that we always have a choice, and in that choice is where our power lives. So even if both choices suck, we still get to choose. And remembering that means that we're empowered by the decision that we make, knowing that it's not forever, knowing that it's not going to necessarily be, the way that it is right now forever, but also we get to choose to change it too. Even if you're in a situation that you have to be in, you can always walk away. There might be consequences, there might be jail time, depending on what we're talking about here, but you still get to choose. And so just remembering that is really important, I think.
No, I love that, like you said that, because when I opened my spa, I opened up, I was excited, and I had two choices. It was do what I actually wanted to do, which was have a travel vehicle where I went around, and I could come to your house, and I can go out of town, and I just had this huge RV where I did luxury services. Yeah, I said, that's amazing. That's what Cody wants, because I like to move. COVID happened. I said, whoa, people aren't working. I said, I need to open up a spa so I can hire people and help. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. And it kind of ultimately came down to that. I kind of went, okay, what did I learn from it, right? That's the only thing I could think. What did I learn from choosing the lesser? Because honestly, neither one was what I wanted. I wanted a huge, beautiful automobile where it was amazing. And then I had this luxury retreat. Yeah, I didn't get that. I got a boutique spa where I worked and I hired a lot of people, and I couldn't necessarily even choose the people because it was COVID, so I was getting who was coming. So I was like, oh, okay, well, all right, so you'll probably burn my place down, and you're gonna leave the door unlocked for sure, but you know what? Yeah, I got alarms. I'll have you. You sound good. And it happened 3 times. I'm not even playing.
Wait, the burning the place down or the alarms?
Both.
Wait, what?
Oh my goodness, there was fires. Oh yes, I came to work one day. I'm like, la 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 la, and I'm looking. I go, something's different. Something has changed. I look at the wall and I go, oh, I'm missing an entire mirror station. It's gone. I go into my yoni room. I go, well, where are my pillows? Yeah, apparently they set a fire in the yoni room and someone knocked down the entire station. So I'm just, and didn't say anything.
Of course not.
Because, again, had my choice. Well, this one will probably report the things to me. This one won't. But see, that one won't show up to work. This one, so I picked that lady. And she didn't fill out the reports. But that's okay, because I had to pick what I had at the time. It was COVID. No one wanted to work. So these are the people who want, air quotes, they said they wanted to work, okay? They wanted to work. They were excited to work. Those are the people I chose. They weren't the ones I wanted necessarily, but they were the ones I had to choose. So sometimes you just have to go with it. You try to train the person, or you just try to make it fit, and until it just doesn't need to fit anymore. And then you go, okay, that's enough. Thank you. Get out of here. Next. And sometimes you have to do that. Mm-hmm. So that was something I had to do. Yeah, it was fun.
I feel that.
The spa was fun. If nothing else, it was fun.
You guys have really good stories.
She says fun
Great
with
story.
tension. It was fun.
Oh, it was fun. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a blast. I had a guy walk in. No, I know this is so off put, but yeah, he walked in, the door was unlocked. My alarms are going off. I check the phone. I'm looking at the cameras. I'm like, oh God, there's a guy in the spa. Everything's dark. He's just standing there like this. Alarms are going off, and he's just like, hello, hello. And I'm like, if this guy doesn't get out of there, so I'm arming. The cops are coming. I'm like, I can't get there fast enough. The girl who unlocked the door and left it, she goes, I can't get back there, sorry.
What?
Oh, you live 10 minutes away. I'm an hour away, please. She's like, no. So decisions.
None of my contractors are here today, but they're phenomenal, would never do shit like that.
You are lucky.
Decisions.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh man.
Okay, so
Choices.
finishing our beating our metaphor to death portion. A lot of, okay, I hear this phrase every day, multiple times a day, that people say they feel, hey gorgeous, come on in, have a seat. A lot of people say they feel like they are drowning right now. And I want you to really think about that. Drowning, the feeling of drowning. Oh my God, am I gonna live through this? I'm running out of air. My fight or flight is kicking in. I can't breathe. What is happening? And has anyone here actually almost ever had, I've had an actual drowning instance, yeah. Where when I was younger, I didn't know if I was gonna live. And let me tell you, not fun. But it's not good. And that's what everyone says they feel like they're doing is drowning.
Yeah.
I see it multiple times a day on social media. We're overwhelmed. We do what I would say like the Band-Aid over the bullet hole situation. We talk to our friend. We do something very short term just to get through it. I always try to understand, my emotions are still temporary neurologically, but it